You are welcome. To Krishna Balaram's morning Bhagavatam session. And this morning we are reading from Canto 6, Chapter 3, text number 16. Yam vai na gobhir manasa subhirva Rida girava subhrato vichakshate Atmanamantarridi santamatmanam Chakshuryathairva kratayastataha param Yam vai na gobhir manasa asurbhirva Rida girava subhrito vichakshate Atmanamantarridi santamatmanam Chakshuryathairva kratayastata param Mothers. Yam, whom, why, certain, no, indeed, no, not, gobhi, by the senses, manasa, by the mind, asubhi, by the life breath, va, or, rida, by thoughts, gira, by words. Va or asubhritaha, the living entities. Vichakshate, see or know. Atmanam, the super soul. Antaharidi, within the core of the heart. Santam, existing. Atmanam, of the living entities. Chakshuhu, the eyes. Yatha, just like. Eva, indeed. Akritayaha, the different parts or limbs of the body. Tataha, than them. Param, higher. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki. As the different limbs of the body cannot see the eyes, the living entities cannot see the Supreme Lord. That's the main point here. Who is situated as the super soul in everyone's heart. Supreme Lord is situated. Not by the senses, by the mind, by the life air, by thoughts within the heart, or by the vibration of the words can the living entities ascertain the real situation of the Supreme Lord. Purport. Although the different parts of the body do not have the power to see the eyes direct the movements of the Lord's different parts. The legs move forward because the eyes see what is in the front of them. Yeah? You are with us? And the hand touches because the eyes see touchable entities. Similarly, every living being acts according to the direction of the Super Soul, who is situated within the heart. As the Lord Himself confirms in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya cha aham radisan nivishto mattaha smratir Jnanamapohanam cha. I am sitting in everyone's heart and giving directions for remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita it is stated, Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati. The Supreme Lord as the Super Soul is situated within the heart. The living entity cannot do anything without the sanction of the Super Soul. The Super Soul is acting at every moment, but the living entity cannot understand the form and activities of the Super Soul by manipulating his senses. The example of the eyes and bodily limbs is very appropriate. If the limbs could see, they could walk forward without the help of the eyes. But that is impossible. Although one cannot see the super soul in one's heart through the sensual activities, his direction is necessary. Yam vaina gobhir manasa subhirva Rida gira vasubhrato vichakshate Atmanamantar ridi santamatmanam Chakshur yathair vakratayastataha param. As the different limbs of the body cannot see, the eyes, the living entities cannot see the Supreme Lord, who is situated as the super soul in everyone's heart. Not by the senses, by the mind, by the life air, by the thoughts within the heart, or by the vibration of the words can living entities ascertain the real situation of the Supreme Lord, Krishna Balarama Ki. Quite a thought, food for thought for this morning. Good morning. Good morning news. Huh? In some places there are good morning news, but mostly it is not good. Huh? They say it's a good morning news. It's all bad news. And there couldn't be a good in the bad, mad world. What good could you expect? What good news could you expect? But here, this is not material world. Not just because also we are in Vrindavan, but Bhagavatam is not part of the material world. Wherever there is Bhagavatam, there is a spiritual world. Then this news is certainly from the spiritual world. And all the news from the spiritual world is nothing but good news. So, there's a talk here, and who is the talker? None other than Yamaraj is speaking. In fact, this morning's speaker is Yamaraj. He had been speaking for some time, for past few days. Every morning he speaks. And his speech continues. He is enlightening his citizens, his folks, Yamadutas, giving them some eyes to see. Chakshur unmilitam ena tasmai sri Gurave Namaha. That Guru is Yamaraj or Yamadutas. They knew something, but they did not know. A lot of the truth they did not know. So they had become failure in their mission. Right? And this had not happened before. And they were wondering, oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? We thought you were all in all. No one is equal to you or above you or something. But who were those folks? And they are described also how they looked like those Vishnudutas, how brilliant they were, how beautifully dressed they were, and their speech was deep voice they had, and they were talking something meaningful, and as a result they had ended up defeating Yamadutas. And so Yamadutas have come back to the capital, Sanyamani, capital of Yamaraj, empty-handed, empty pocket, empty-handed. Only ropes in the hand, but they are not dragging anybody. They had not tied up anybody to. Anyway, so then Yamaraj is speaking. And if anybody knows the truth, Yamaraj knows. And he has mentioned, there are 12 people. Dharmam hi Bhagavat, dharmam hi Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Dharmam hi Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Dharma is inspired by Bhagavat, Bhagavan, by God, and the laws of that Supreme Lord constitute Dharma. And there are 12 people know that Dharma. And Vayam, he said 11 names. Swayambhu Naradaha Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu, like that he goes. He says 11 names like that. And he says, Vayam, means us, means I am included. So Yamaraj is Yama Bhagavat, says Yama Bhagavat. So that Yama Bhagavat, Yamaraj, is speaking to his folks, his dutas, his messengers. And what he has spoken is of a prime importance. Hari Hari. So you should stay awake, of prime importance. That's good news also, as we said. So you should be very eager to hear. Blinking is allowed, but not. Don't stay longer, more than 10 seconds. We give you 10 seconds. Yeah, so because what he said to Yamadutas is of importance. He spoke the truth, and he speaks nothing but the truth, Yamaraj. Speak nothing but the truth. So that truth is being shared with us. That truth, that dialogue, that speech of Yamaraj is included in Bhagavatam, and it is given to us, well, especially to the folks of the age of Kali. Kalo nasta drasham esham. Kali Yuga appeared, and people lost the eyesight. They became blind. Kalau nasta drasha. Drishti, the vision they lost. Kalau nasta drasham esham. Kalau Shudra Sambhavaha, because of the predominance of mode of ignorance. So people lost the vision. Then Krishna kindly, Adhuna means now, beginning of the age of Kali, or end of Dwapar Yuga, beginning of the age of Kali. Adhuna Purana Arka Uditaha Puran. Brilliant as sun, Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared to give us the light, which includes Yamaraja's speech to Yamadutas, and this is one of his statements. Yam, just Yam. Whom, referring to the Lord. Earlier, if you were here yesterday, I'm sure you heard Yamaraj speaking. He has given a small list, starting with Aham, that is himself, Mahendra Prachetaha Somaha Girishaha Pavanaha Marudgana Rudragana Sasiddhaha. Like that, small list, all these parties. They do not know. We do not know. We do not know. Sattva pradhana apihi. The personalities he mentioned, they are sattva pradhan. They are in mode of goodness. In spite of them being in mode of goodness, we know very little. We know nothing. Just little we know about the Lord. Then what to speak of? Tataha kim manye. Tataha. Then what to speak of anyai, the others, those who are in mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Even those who are in goodness are struggling to know. They are getting closer. They are getting there, but we do not fully know Him. So he said that yesterday. And so Yam refers to that Lord. That Lord, way, indeed, or certainly, no, could not be understood. Gobhi, by the senses. Gobhi, Goswami. Had to be sense controller. Had to be Goswami. Sannyas, Goswami. Anyway, even if you have not undergone the formality of sannyas, you still have to be the controller of the senses. So those who have no control over the senses, Gobhi Manasaha, by senses that Lord could not be understood. By the mind you cannot understand that Lord. Asubhihi, the breath, life, breath. Rida, the heart, and the Gira, the Vacha, and Vasubhrata, all the living entities. Na vichakshate. Vichaksha, chaksha. Something, some connection with the seeing. Chaksha, chakshu. Chakshudan dilo jai. Janme janme prabhu say. Divya gyan hriday prakashito. Chakshudan dilo jai. So our mundane material condition, contaminated senses and the mind and all the faculties in us cannot see, we cannot vichakshate. Although Atmanam antaridhi, and Lord is not very far. Is Lord very far from us? If you know, then you will say, no, He's not very far. If you don't know, then there's not even question of far or near. He doesn't even exist. Forget Him being near or within the heart. So although He is so near, not only near, He is within us. Antarhridhi, within the heart. Santam Atmanam. He exists, resides within the heart, and still all these faculties, all these, the senses, the mind, and Rida, the Gira, the speech, with all these faculties, you cannot ascertain His presence, existence within the heart, right? I mean, this is the truth, right? I think you should all, there was a time, maybe we have made some advancement in Krishna consciousness, so that is not the case now, but there were those days. We did not know the Lord. And certainly we did not know that He was in our heart. Lot of people do not know. A big population do not know the Lord. Yes, the top secret is hiding so expertly that people could boldly declare He doesn't exist. And as much some devotees, Goswamis and others, and Srila Prabhupada was convinced about the existence of Lord, I think about same degree of conviction is there about God not being existing. As some parties are convinced, yes, Lord exists, Lord exists. Not only Lord exists, of course, they Ishtadevera Spurti. What is that, Ishtadevera Spurti? Sthavara Jangam. Sthavara Jangam na dekhi tar murti. Sarvatra hai. Nija, Ishtadevera Spurti. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that to Ramanand Rai. There are some devotees, some pure devotees, advanced devotees. Wherever they see nothing but their Lord. Even if they see others, they immediately, this is just another energy of the Lord. This is the body of the Lord. Sthavar, they see some immovable. Sthavar, jangam, they see something that is moving. Sthavar, jangama, dekhi, na dekhi, tar murti. They are not really paying much attention to those bodies. They are not attracted. Or they make the connection, these bodies are also energy of the Lord. And because they're always inspired by presence of the Lord. And they always see their Lord everywhere. Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu Me. That's the prayer. Oh Jagannath Swami, I would like to see you. Where would you like to see me? And then devotee says, Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Pathogami, Nayana. We still did not touch that. Slightly. Vichakshate, there's a mention of, or it implies the eyes, chakshu. But the other part, the latter half, mention of chakshu. Hopefully we'll get there. So, Nayana Pathagami. Nayana Pathagami. Nayana means eyes, Nayana. And Nayan has a path. Path is path. Because Sanskrit is mother of all the languages, path. So the path of my vision, eyes, Nayana Patha. I look here, this is the Nayana Patha. Now I look in the front, this is a Nayana Patha. Now I'm seeing this side, Nayana Patha. There's a path. Path of my vision. Nayana Pathagami. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Pathagami. Wherever I see, whichever direction, that path of my eyes, there I would like to see you. I would like to see you everywhere. And you are everywhere. There's a talk of everywhere. Yato yami tato na sringha. Yato yami tato na sringha. Wherever I go, yato yami. Aham yami. Wherever I go, tataha, there. Hridaye na sringha, bahir na sringha. There's a talk. Hridaye is in the heart. Bahir Nasringa. He is outside and he is everywhere. Wherever I go, I would like to see you, O Narasimha. So as devotees are convinced about the existence of the Lord. Are you convinced? Prabhupada used to say. Sometimes he would ask us, are you convinced? Are you convinced? So as devotees are, say, convinced about Lord's existence, and because they see the Lord. Seeing is believing, right? Seeing is believing. Oh, I believe. I have faith. That's a good beginning. I have faith. But ultimately, seeing is believing. You see, and then you are, yes, he exists. I'm seeing him. I'm seeing the sun. I'm seeing. So likewise, we're just making the point. There are lots of people in this world, they're fully convinced, 100% convinced that God does not exist. What God? I don't need God. Or then they have, of course, they say, I'm God. That may be another taking a turn. And then Yamaraj has given the example of like eyes. Eyes are seeing the hand, all these parts mentioned here. Chakshur yatha eva akritayaha. Akriti means form. Akritayaha means many forms, or different limbs, different parts and parcels of this body. So eyes see different parts of the body, but different parts of the body, do they see the eyes? Is my hand seeing the eye? My finger seeing? My ear is on the side, maybe it does not tell. Eyes see, limbs do not see. Lord sees all the living entities, but living entities do not see the Lord. Lord is seeing Lord is seeing all the time, Lord is seeing. Lord knows everything. That's how Bhagavatam begins, right? What does Bhagavatam say? He is Abhigya Swarat. Lord is Abhigya, Gya means knower. How much does he know? Abhigya. Abhigya means all around. Abhigya Swarat. Veda aham, Lord says, Veda aham samatitani vartamanani charjuna tanya, no, bhavishani ja bhutani natvavetta parantapa, no, I'm just mixing. Mam tu vedana kashana, sorry, that mix up. So Lord says, aham Veda. Veda aham samatitani bhavishani cha bhutani. Bhutas means living entities, mentioned here. Asubhrita, living entities. Lord knows all the living entities, or all the living entities. Past I know. Lord says, I know your past. I know your past. Samatitani, vartamanani, I know the present. Bhavishani, I know the future. These are the three tenses. Bhutkal, Bhutkal, Vartaman Kal, Bhavishya Kal. Kal is time. Bhut is past, Vartaman is present, Bhavishya is future. Lord said it all. He said, Aham Veda, Veda Aham. Very simple Sanskrit. What is Lord saying? Veda Aham, Aham Veda. He said it all. I know, Aham Veda. What do you know? Samatidani, Bhutani, all the living entities past I know, present I know, Bhavishani cha Bhutani, I know future also. But the trouble is, Lord says, Mam tu Veda na kashana, Mam tu Veda na kashana, kashana. Nobody knows me. I know everybody fully well, thoroughly well. But no one knows me. Mam tu Veda na kashana. Yes, so is the situation in this material existence. Where? Well, we come here to enjoy this existence. The Lord makes all the arrangements. Ishvaro aham. Then you begin the Ishvaro aham. Aham bhogi. Aham balavan. Aham sukhi. Make all this. Lord, because Lord knows, He said that to Arjun. People in this world think like this. And this kind of thought is also creation of the Lord. They are not independently creator of this idea of I do not exist. I do not exist. This idea is also coming from God. I do not exist. God does not exist. This idea, this thought, food for thought is also given by the Lord to the living entities. They couldn't independently think, oh, God doesn't exist. No. Even to think that way, they have to depend upon the Lord. You can't move. Without Lord, you cannot move forward. Without His sanction, without His involvement. That's why in the body it's not just you, there's a Lord next to you. So Prabhupada has quoted that verse, Sarvashachaham Hridhi Sannivishtaha. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes knowledge, from me comes what? Remembrance, and from me comes forgetfulness comes from the Lord. Forgetfulness is not our creation. It's not American, Western, or communist creation. Ignorance exists. Forgetfulness has been created. And then we become subjected to that. Yeah, some are endowed with remembrance. From me comes knowledge. We are endowed or blessed with the knowledge. And there are tons of them out there. They're cursed with this forgetfulness. They're equipped with this forgetfulness. And then they, in a very spontaneous way, with full conviction, not just Shraddha, but Nishtha. Nishtha means what? When Shraddha becomes mature, then when you are fully convinced, that's called Nishtha. So there are a lot of people with Nishtha, with full conviction, they say God does not exist. So this is because of the forgetfulness of Lord. Lord has created this forgetfulness. From Him you get the forgetfulness. And then you begin to say, hey, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Hello? Someone rang the bell. And then little kid is the first one to go to the door, opens the door. Yes, sir. Is your father here? And then the son says, the little child's son says, let me check out, let me find out. There's a big house. He's going all over, little child, moving slowly, also child. So finally he found his father at home. And the son, the child says, Daddy, Daddy, that your friend, you know that friend? He would like to see you. Oh, that friend, I'm not interested. Tell him I'm not here. So child runs back to the entrance door. And what does child say? Innocent as child is, not trained, not tactful. My father said, what did he say? My father is not at home. My father Uvacha, my father said, is not here. So, very similar, right? God does not exist. Who said? God says. God gave the idea to say that. So through the three modes of material nature, Lord is governing, Lord is controlling. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sa chara chara. I am Adhyaksha, I am. Who is in charge here? Who is in charge? The Lord is in charge. He's a superintendent. And Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate so chara chara. All the chara acharas, I'm just, they are being controlled, governed very, very easily. Yes, very easily. Three modes of material nature. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. Prakritehe kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. And Lord says, I get them to work through the dictations of different modes. Someone is influenced by mode of goodness, and he acts accordingly. Mode of passion, okay? Mode of passion. And the curse with mode of ignorance. And people are just busy. Ignorance, passion, goodness, my goodness. They have no idea. They have no idea that someone is getting things done through these three modes of material nature. But Krishna says, ahankara vimūಢātmā karta aham iti manyate. Mudhas as they are, rascals as they are, They still end up saying, I'm the doer. Karta aham iti manyate. Selected word. Because they only think, they consider manyate. This is their assumption. This is not the fact. They think like that. Karta aham iti manyate. So 3 modes of material nature, and so living entities are made to act like a different puppets. The ropes are there, 3 modes of material nature, and they are in the hands of Prakriti of the Lord, and Lord is Adhyaksha, and the whole world is moving. So, when will that day come? Well, for us, day has already came 40 years ago, or 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whenever we came in contact with Krishna consciousness movement founded by Srila Prabhupada Ki, on behalf of Gauranga Senapati Bhakta, as he was and he still is. I'm your good fortune. I am cause of your good fortune, you're saying. So it's a good fortune. Prabhupada became cause of our good fortune. And we came in contact. Contact of what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Or we came in contact with the holy name. And from name to the Nam to Dham. This is Nam to Dham. From Nam to Dham. So you get the Nam, Hari Nam, and then you end up in Dham one day. Sooner or later, you end up where? In Dham. Nam to Dham. Nam brought us to Dham. Or we received some books. We read Srila Prabhupada's books. Yeah. I read also. Small books. I did not have much money to buy big books. And those days, mostly small books were available. In 71, we bought some books. And we Chakshurun Militam, and that opened our eyes, gave us a vision, or that Bhagavatam that has appeared in this age of Kali, brilliant as sun. We woke up as we read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, other scriptures. We really woke up. Did that happen to? How many of you came in contact with Krishna through Srila Prabhupada's books? Books was of your first beginning. That's how you began your... Okay, quite a few. Okay, this way, that way. Who came in contact with the prasadam, Sunday feast? More hands are going up now. Or kirtan parties, festivals, big festivals. In India, very big festivals. This is how I also came in contact with Hare Krishna festival, held in Mumbai in 71. I am a product of that festival. I am a result of Radhanath Maharaj was also, two of us joined from that festival. So, like that, the festivals, kirtan parties, books, Mahaprasad, these are main outlets. And you could see we are sitting here in Vrindavan, Vrindavan Dham ki. Could you believe it? From where to where? From all the way where? Now sitting here in Vrindavan, in front of Krishna Balaram, and hearing the good morning news, Bhagavatam. Okay, keep making points. Hari Hari. So stop here. For any questions? Quick question? Yeah. Srila Prabhupada ki. So not just one lifetime preparation. Huh? Yeah, Lord and His devotees were preparing, planning to get us, trap us. Yeah, good point. Prabhupada also had come to Lajpat Nagar, very humble place, but Prabhupada was there on Radhastami of 76. Yeah. Yeah, something. Wait, okay, here's a microphone. Is it on? No, is it on? Where is the... okay, yeah.
Not saying zero, but what will it take for us to be able to see the Lord? What will it take for us to be able to see the Lord for devotional eyes? What will it take?
Take sannyas. Very good. Very good.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.
Mere Maharaj ki.
Yeah, I mean, kamyanam nyasam, sannyasam, just going by that definition. To see the Lord, we need a premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. Opposite of prem is calm. So you give up one and you get the other one simultaneously. Both things happen. vairagya, and the realization of Lord or darshan of the Lord. So more we give up kamyanam nyasam, more our vision becomes was totally blocked or black out, and then little blurred something. So I think so. I see something, and then a little more clearer and more clearer and more, and then very tangible darshan or seeing the Lord. So everyone may not undergo the formality of sannyas, but in order to see the Lord, finally see the Lord, meet the Lord, or shake hand with the Lord, or as Prabhupada said, so that we join the dancing party of Radha and Krishna. The goal is to join the dancing party of Radha and Krishna. So that is full of love. So any tinge of calm, lust, and it has so many faces or facets or kinds of calm, lust, varieties of bhukti kami, mukti kami, siddhi kami, sakale ashant. I just mentioned 3 names, but then there are further categories and subheads. This world is full of calm, and so giving it up, give it up, give it up. You end up getting. You give up, you get. You give up, you get. You make some room, some space for Krishna to come in. It is said he's also a bit difficult to bring him in. Although he's there, but idea of also putting him there, installing him there, it's quite an endeavor. Because he's bent in 3 places, they say. He's not straight. Okay, I put him there. But, put him, he's a bit crooked, transcendentally, or is not straight or bent. But once he is in there, and because he is not straight, to get him out is also not easy. Once he captures, then he stays in there. Whole process is, whole science of Krishna consciousness is there. From Shraddha to Prem, it's all there. Adho Shraddha. Okay, I'm at Shraddha level, Sadhu Sang. Okay, I'm doing Sadhu Sang. Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrati, Nishtha, like that. There's a whole. Or even before Shraddha, how does one develop Shraddha? There's a talk, Agyata Sukriti. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains, how does even one come? How to develop faith. We say Adho Shraddha, but doesn't begin there. Something more happens before even Shraddha, Adho Shraddha. Some association of devotees, some service unknowingly, mostly unknowingly, you did. And that develops faith, and then now you're on the track and just keep moving Forward. Okay. Oh.
In the second canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one verse explaining how can we see the super soul. It is explained, you can see it by the intelligence.
By?
Intelligence, by the hand.
Intelligence.
Yeah. And for Prabhupada, you know, very very nice. This is common. It's not there in the verse. Intelligence is not there in the second canto. I think it's third chapter.
Okay, this is homework for others. You can look at that verse from that canto. It is also said these cantos or these scriptures, this is like a Shrutivata Nitam, the air entering your ears, Jigranti, and then the ears begin smelling the fragrance. This air is carrying the aroma of the transcendental form, transcendental or lotus feet of the Lord, lotus feet, lotus. So there's a fragrance, the pollen is carried by this Shrutivata-nitam, Shruti, Smriti, and as that enters your ears, then you get some indication, hey, what is this? Is that a Lord? Something beyond his mundane experience, something that he had not experienced before. As one hears, he gets clues of Lord and seeing that they're seeing that Lord. So hearing is important. You get ideas. Okay. I'm not. Oh, you have a. I thought you were. Speak right in the mic.
I have two questions. One is ultimately God is beyond
God is beyond.
logic. So to what extent can theoretical knowledge help you? To what extent can theoretical knowledge help you if God is beyond logic? And the second question is, despite all this theoretical knowledge of God's existence, how it makes sense by the intellect, still we act like it's not there. Still we act like he doesn't exist, despite all this knowledge of his existence. So I was asking how deep do you root this in the form of ignorance?
Yeah, in Mahabharata there's a talk of this tarka. Tarka means logic. But then you'll find another logician, better, who could defeat the first logical point. And you'll find the third one who could defeat that one, and another one, and there is no end to this logical. The logic coincides with the statements of the Lord. To confirm the statements of the Lord, then accept the logic. But if it is, of course, to prove the Lord does not exist, there may be a lot of logic, right? A lot of reasoning, a lot of logic that exists in the world just to prove that Lord does not exist. So many debates. So we reject that kind of logic. This is, we are advised. There's also there's jnana vijnana sahitam brahma karma svabhavajam. Knowledge, you hear knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and only when you apply that becomes vijnana, and the realization is a result of the vijnana, not just the jnana. Oh, I believe, I know, I believe. This knowledge, it has to be applied. As they say, Sharanam. There's a mantra they say, Sharanam, Gujarat. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. They go on saying this. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. No, we like to see, Lord would like to see the surrender. Not just say, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. All day they keep saying, yes, Sharanam, Mamekam, not Mamekam. Sri Krishna Sharanam. But show your surrender, apply your surrender. Not just keep it theoretical. Apply. So this is Adho Shraddha Sadhu Sang. You hear, and then bhajana kriya. You heard the truth, you heard the knowledge, then come bhajana kriya. You apply that too. If I say somebody, hey, get up. Just see. He doesn't listen to me. I could say that, right? I said, get up. Just see, he doesn't listen to me. I'm speaking in the microphone. I'm sure he did hear me saying, get up. But because he's not getting up, I say he's not listening to me. It's not hearing me. So, like that, the hearing means walk the talk. They say walk the talk. Huh? Did I say that right? Walk the talk. Not just talk, walk the talk. Just talk or just hear and then stop. No. Walk the talk. Yeah. That person, he heard, the whole assembly was hearing Bhagavatam for 7 days. At the end of the 7 days recitation of Bhagavatam, one aircraft landed right nearby. And the air host in the aircraft, they started signaling, hey you, come. He climbed up and he took his seat. And they're going to take off. The speaker said, hey, wait a minute. I mean, there are thousands were hearing Bhagavatam. And only one person becomes eligible to go back to home. You're bringing him. Only one? How come? What happened? What happened? What happened? And then those Haridasas or Vishnu Dutas, they gave little tips or hints. What is the difference? Same speaker, same place, same audience. Well, what is the difference? One becomes eligible to go back home. And what is the fault of others? And then they said one thing is the Shraddha. What kind of Shraddha they heard. But the main point also was Mananam. This one person, he heard, and after hearing, he kept contemplating, reflecting, remembering what he had heard, and assimilation of all that he had heard. While others, as soon as Bhagavatam was over, bye, Bhagavatam, bye, and hello, hello, hello. They were sucked into, again, the routine, the mundane, or but then Haridasas, they suggested, well, you could conduct Bhagavatam recitation one more time and let them do this checkout, okay? Faith, attention, no sleeping in the middle. And is that not getting up or going away in the middle, this. And especially, and after end of recitation and beginning of the next recitation, contemplation, mananam. Then he said, there's no dearth of aircrafts in the spiritual sky. We could bring jumbo jets. And this is what happened. This is in Padma Puran. There's a Padma Puran Mahatmya, the greatness of Bhagavatam, in fact. So the same speaker, all the audience sat and they heard and they're following everything, all the conditions applied. They did everything properly. They did Gyan, there is Vigyan, application, and then, yeah, for sure, at the end of that recitation, everyone had become eligible to go back to the Lord, and so many aircrafts were landing. And and this time Lord had personally come. And they were all dropping their material bodies. They're all getting their four-handed forms and crowns and earrings and pitambar also, taking their seats. And the speaker was personally, Lord was taking care of him. And he also received the seat. They all returned back to home. We are going back to home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada is our cap. No, I said he's our captain. We are going back to home. Devotees sing this. Prabhupada is the one, everyone, although all this going back to home, the spiritual sky, Golok, going back to home, is all there. But the way Prabhupada highlighted this, he was convinced. He wrote a letter to the President of India about this going back to home concept. And he was convinced about, yes, you go. You do not physically go. Spiritually, personally, you go. There's a place called Golok, and you go. Not that he there, Golok going back to home, like on this. Prabhupada was so much convinced about this back to home, back to Godhead idea. He started his newsletter, the Back to Godhead, as a name for the newsletter, the magazine, and always talking of back to Godhead. And so he's talking beyond all. There's no room for logic there, and there's a reasoning. You could be, with intelligence, you could be convinced, apply your intelligence, power of discrimination, no blind following. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, one. Then are you worried that, people say, oh, then what will happen? Universe will be empty if everyone goes back. It fills up again. Another batch comes. Yeah, everyone. In the dialogue, Haridas Thakur